Thai style fried chicken, also known as Hat Yai fried chicken. It's gonna be crispy, it's gonna be savory, it's gonna have a little peppery flavor, and you guys are gonna love it. Hey guys, welcome back to Flavor Fridays. My name is Ryan, and first thing I want to do is cut some coriander stem. So the reason why we're doing this is to give it some flavor for the chicken when we're gonna marinate it. If you want to be extra fancy, you can use coriander root. That gives it like a nice earthy flavor. So cut it nice and small. The smaller the better because it's gonna be in the marinade. Once you're done chopping, you can put it in your chicken. So today we're gonna use chicken thigh, bone in, because with the bone it has more flavor. After that, we're gonna cut some beautiful garlic. So to do this, it's my favorite. What you wanna do is bash it. And then you can peel the skin off nice and easily. So you do that with all the garlics. So I have 4 here. And then once you're done that, you're gonna chop it nice and fine as well, like the coriander. So make sure you chop it nice and fine. The finer the better. Once you chop it nice and fine, you can put it back in your chicken bowl. So traditionally, this will be pounded with a mortar and pestle, and you will use white peppercorn and black peppercorn. But because, you know me, I'm pretty lazy, we'll use black peppercorn powder and white pepper powder so that we minimize the time, but also give it that essential flavors. So I'm putting some sugar in as well to neutralize the umami flavor. A little bit of salt, soy sauce for the color, and what could go wrong with a nice oyster sauce. So what you want to do is to massage your chicken, and if you don't want your hands to be dirty like mine, which I love it like this, it's more authentic and more feel, you get to get that experience. You can always wear a glove, make sure your hand is nice and clean. Make sure all the sauces that you put in needs to be massaged through the chicken. And ideally, what I would say is if you have time, leave it overnight, give it that extra flavor. But of course, if you have no time, you can just marinate it for at least a good 5 to 10 minutes, it will be fine. When your chicken is finished marinating, what you want to do is make your tempura batter. The most important thing when you make this is never make it beforehand. You want to make it on the spot, because then you won't have that nice crispy texture that you want. If you don't have soda water, which I have it right here, you can always use cold water. I emphasize on cold because it will give it that nice pop. So first of all, a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. So this is a store-bought tempura batter that we're gonna have. So this flour consists of a combination of wheat flour, also some cornstarch, and other self-raising agents. If you don't have any of these, of course, you can use plain flour. So now I'm gonna add the soda water in. Add it in nice and slow and start whisking. The reason why I'm adding in nice and slow, so I can tell the consistency of a tempura batter. You don't want it too loose, but you don't want it too thick. And the consistency that you're looking for is somewhat like a pancake batter, but a little bit looser. So once you got your tempura batter ready, chicken already marinated, you also want to preheat your oil. A lot of the people don't know how hot your oil is. First thing, you can always use a thermometer. But if you don't have that, ta-da! Wooden chopsticks or anything wooden, you dip it in the oil. So if you can see, if it starts sizzling, then it's hot enough to deep fry. And with tempura batter, you want to make sure once you dip it, you want to deep fry right away. So that's why I have all my stations ready, my chicken and my tempura batter and my oil. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Oh yeah. Look at that chicken. So once you put the chicken in, make sure you deep fry this till it's golden brown, and then turn the heat down for the chicken to be cooked. So ideally around 5 minutes for a high heat, and then for low heat you want it at least a good 7 to 8 minutes. So this is the color you're looking for, guys. And once it's at this color, turn it down to a medium-low heat and let that cook slowly so that the chicken is fully cooked. So now it's time to take it out, put it on a wire rack, or you can put it under a paper towel so that it dries up the oil, and then your skin will be nice and crispy. Once your chicken is rested, normally you'll serve it with some glutinous rice and also some sweet chili sauce to give it that nice flavor. And now it's time to plate. Oh, damn. And last but not least, we're gonna add some crispy shallot on top as a garnish. Now it's time to taste. So you need a little bit of the sauce, and then, ooh, I'm gonna have another bite. It's crispy. It's very light because of the tempura batter, but it's so crispy. You get the nice sweet chili sauce, and you got the nice crispy shallot for the extra crunch, and it's very savory as well. My God, this is like heaven. Whew. I'm gonna get another bite. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know in the comments down below what fried chicken we should make next. And of course, see you next time.